You've done harder things than this, you know you have. And yet today, a cup left in the wrong place feels unbearable. A single email makes your chest tight. Someone asks you one simple question and you feel like crying. Part of you knows it's not really about the cup, but you have no idea what it is about, and that makes it worse. That feeling has a name. It's called emotional flooding. And it doesn't mean you're weak or irrational or falling apart. It means your nervous system has been carrying more than it can hold for longer than you realize. And the cup was simply the last thing it had room for. Psychology describes emotional flooding as the moment your nervous system becomes so overwhelmed that it can no longer process what it's feeling. The rational thinking part of your mind, the part that would normally say, "This is fine, it's just a cup," goes quiet. And what remains is pure sensation, pure overwhelm. Not because you chose it, but because every difficult thing you carried, every worry held quietly, every emotion pushed down, every demand met before your own needs were considered, gathered slowly until there was no space left. And so the smallest thing broke through. And if you grew up in a home where you had to stay alert, where a parent's mood could shift without warning, where being attuned to their needs, their silences, their fragility was how you stayed safe, where perhaps a parent was overwhelmed themselves or needy or unable to carry their own weight, and so quietly, without anyone asking, you began to carry some of it for them, then your nervous system never learned to rest. It learned to stay ready, to scan, to anticipate, to manage. And a nervous system that has been on duty since childhood, that never truly learned what safety felt like, accumulates load faster than most. Not because you're broken, but because you were asked to do something very hard, very early, before you had the tools to do it without cost. And that cost shows up quietly at first. You feel a little more tired than usual, a little less patient. Things that used to roll off you start to stick. And then one day, something small, something objectively small, breaks through. And you react in a way that surprises even you, with tears or anger or a sudden need to close every door and disappear from the world entirely. But it isn't overreacting, and it isn't weakness. When small things feel impossible, it is because they are not arriving in an empty space. They are landing on top of everything else you have been holding. The small thing just made the weight visible. And that is not a breakdown. That is your nervous system finally asking to be heard. And you are allowed to put some of it down. Not all at once, not perfectly, but you are allowed to say, "This is too much for today." You are allowed to need less stimulation, less demand, less input. You are allowed to move slowly without explaining why. Rest is not a reward you earn after everything is handled. For a nervous system as full as yours, rest is the thing that makes everything else possible. So next time when something small breaks through, when the cup or the email or the unanswered message becomes suddenly too much, pause before you judge yourself. Ask instead, what else have I been carrying? How long have I been carrying it? And what is one small thing, just one, I can set down today? You are not overreacting. You are full, and full is not forever. It is simply a sign that you need and deserve time to rest and recover.